It's 6 o'clock in the morning. And I've been up all night working because my work schedule has, as normal, gone to crap. I'm about to edit the video. I'm really sorry this one's so late, because it's Thursday morning. And it should have been done like 4 days ago. Apologies, but I hope it's up by the end of the day. Yeah. Sorry. Good morning. I'm just making the next video before I go out to a meeting with my industrial supervisor for my BA project, which is going to be an interesting meeting. It's kind of describing the project I've got to do for this term. So he's going to give us the basis of all the things we're going to have to do research in, and all the what we're going to have to do, like computer modelling or things like that, which is going to be exciting. So that's today. So I'm just making this video quickly before I pop out. It was a bit frustrating getting it sorted though, because they said, oh yeah, it's gonna be in first week, which was 2 weeks ago. And then they kind of went, oh well, you know, they're going to be in second week actually. So then we'll email you to say what time and how you get in there. We didn't get an email until Friday of second week. So that's last Friday to say, oh, it's going to be on Tuesday, but we don't know what time or how you get in there. So we're like, okay, but can we not plan at all? So we wait and email them a couple of times, and eventually, last night, they go, about 6 o'clock, they go, right, it's going to be at 2, and you've got to be there by 1:15 at the latest, like at the absolute latest, to get a lift there. So I'm like, oh, right, good job, plenty of warning and all that, which is a pain. So I'm doing that later. I've not really done much with those previous 2 weeks, hanging around, doing work, playing video games, not doing enough work, not playing enough video games. Haven't really worked enough for the last 2 weekends. I mean, this weekend I did a bit of work, but the weekend before I didn't do any work, and that meant I was behind by a problem sheet, which was a bit of a disaster. So I couldn't hand it in on time, but I completed it for the tutorial, and the tutor seemed okay with that. But so I've been to a welfare officer who has worked through some ideas of ways to work better, so that I actually get my work done, to avoid procrastination and things. Well, this is kind of procrastination, but I've set aside this morning as not working, so that's kind of part of those methods that I've worked out with her. Kind of, setting myself stricter times to be working, but also, so for that I'm just going to go for college lunch every day. So I go to lunch, come back to my room, work from then till dinner. And so I know that time, it's work time. And whereas before I was going to lectures, coming back to my room, having some lunch in my room, and then it kind of, I can stretch my lunch out for an hour or 2 or 3, and just like, oh, I won't have pudding until like ages after, and yeah, just stretching everything out. So hopefully that'll help. The other thing was, oh, I'm sorry about this sore throat. I don't know where it's come from. It's only mild, but it's making my voice a bit croaky, it would seem. The other thing that I'm doing, the other method of stopping my procrastination is setting a timer. So kind of a short work period and then a short break. So kind of 10 minutes and 2 minutes, or 20 minutes and 5 minutes. So I work intensely and then just break, because it kind of keeps you going and stops you just sitting there and stagnating and not doing anything. You're like, this is work, this is not work, this is work, this is not work. And I did that. I only went to her on Monday, but I did it on Monday afternoon, and it was really quite helpful, I found. I got work done yesterday. This Tuesday, filming this on Tuesday, by the way. So that's been pretty helpful. But yeah, I've not done much else with my last couple of weeks, which is a shame. Hopefully soon I'll have more to tell you. I might be going to a play tomorrow night, but I don't know. I'll probably be able to tell you that later, like next 2 weeks, or I'll probably film a quick summary of my meeting today, just to see if anything exciting happened, or, you know, give you an overview of what project I'm doing this term and explain what what I'll be up to a bit. So that should be interesting. I've finally started using the whiteboard in my room. Did I tell you I had a whiteboard in my room? No, I've got a whiteboard in my room. It's really cool. And I finally started putting some work on it. Pretty sweet. So that's this term. Hey, it's a bit later now, hence the decrease in lighting quality. I've just got back from my meeting with my industrial supervisor for my BA project that I think I mentioned in the first half or first bit of this video. Probably more than half because I've not got much else to say now. It was a really cool meeting. My project is on superconductors, which are materials that conduct electricity without any resistance, which is a bit dull. Well, no, it's really cool, but it seems a bit dull at first. So it's superconducting magnets, so you can make magnets by getting conducting wire and making it into a coil, and that creates a magnet. And then these are used for things like MRI scanners and particle accelerators and cool things like that. So like MRI scanners, the use of them now allows us to take 3D images of people's entire bodies without, you know, any intrusion into their body. You've just got these big, super cool magnets that allow you to do that. So it's a really cool project, and I was looking around this huge factory with all these bits of machinery and liquid helium and cryogenic coolers that cool things down to like 0.4 Kelvin, and Kelvin, you know, that's kind of minus 200 degrees centigrade, so tiny temperatures, which are about absolute zero. And absolute zero is the point at which nothing is moving. It's the coldest you can possibly get, and we've never achieved that level because it's probably impossible, but 0.4 Kelvin, so that's like half a degree above absolute zero. And I'm doing a project into characterising the magnets that you can create at these temperatures, but also about high temperature superconductors, so you can make superconductors that work at 20 Kelvin. Yeah, really high temperature. It's like minus 150, 200 centigrade. Yeah, it's not a high temperature, but they're called high temperature because, you know, normal superconductors work at kind of 1-2 Kelvin. So it's a really exciting project, and I spent the afternoon looking at that, which was pretty cool. Now I'd just like to make a couple of points actually, just to discuss some bit of YouTube I've seen over the last couple of weeks. One of them is the whole sandpaper thing. I don't want to discuss it much, like, you know, lots of what needs to be said has been said, and I don't want to get myself involved, not involved, you know, I don't want to go calling names. I just wanted to make a point about his reasoning for his prank video that caused the whole uproar. It's to raise awareness of, you know, that men are sexually assaulted too. And a friend, I was discussing this, and a friend made the point that you know, that, well, we can all tell that's ridiculous, but a friend made the point that saying that a video of sexually assaulting women is to raise awareness for sexually assaulting men is like going around and beating up black people and going, oh, it's to raise awareness for people being abusive towards white people. No, it's not okay. His reasoning's ridiculous, and I think it kind of shows how little he's aware of what he's done, like how little he understood what was wrong with that video, which I think is societal, really. Like, a lot of people don't understand what's wrong with that video and are like, meh. And I think that kind of needs to be addressed somehow. People need to address that kind of behaviour just isn't okay and isn't funny. It's not humorous, it's just abuse, like, it's just assault, and people shouldn't accept it at all. Nobody should accept it, but I don't know how we sort that. Now, second topic I wanted to discuss was I recently watched a video by Dan Is Not On Fire, who I don't particularly watch many of his videos. Sorry, Dan, if you ever see this, which you probably won't, but if you do, then sorry. I don't watch many videos, I don't subscribe, but you are pretty cool. I watch Dan and Phil's games, I'm subscribed to that, because games, who doesn't love games? I was watching his opinions video, where he talks about people expressing their opinions and having arguments or having heated discussions, and how he just shies away from conflict on anything, you know, anything less important than cannibalism. And that was clearly an exaggeration, but yeah, he strays away from conflict in general. And I'm quite outspoken. I like arguing. Like, I'm the opposite of that. I like to go and make my point to people, and I kind of wanted to give the other side of that story, I suppose. Give the person who seems to be just like, oh no, if you don't like the band, then you're an idiot because you haven't listened to it. I mean, actually, to get these references, you probably want to go watch his video, which I'll put down in the description. I'll put a link to that, because he gives some example conversations, but one of them is about bands. In fact, go watch it now. Yeah, watched it. Let's assume you have. So you saw one of them was about bands, and he talks about you know people going, oh, I love their new, I love their old stuff, or I love their new stuff, and I don't like the way they've developed, or I love the way they've developed, and like, you know, I will be quite outspoken. I'll go, oh, the Beatles are one of the greatest bands ever, and they just dragged pop, kicking and screaming, and other people don't like them, and I will, you know, emphasise that point. I'll go, look at this, look at this thing they've done, look at how different this thing is they've done, and so that sometimes comes across as aggressive, but you know, I like people to tell me that. I just run out of space on my memory card, so I've been slightly interrupted, so I'm gonna have to get my train of thought back, and I've adjusted the lighting, so hopefully it looks a bit better. Hopefully it does. I'll be straight back onto talking at you in now. What I was about to say just before I was cut off by my memory cutting out was, I like to be told that I'm wrong. Now, I don't entirely like to be told that I'm wrong. I don't enjoy the moment where I'm told that I'm wrong, but I like the learning that you get from being told that you're wrong. When someone points out that your argument doesn't work, or that your viewpoint can be challenged, you know, my instinctive reaction is, oh, but this is my viewpoint, you know, my viewpoint's here, and as long as I do try to slow down and listen to the other side, so that even if I, you know, don't give up, I don't bother with the argument, I just, you know, I don't act as though I was listening, so I don't obviously go, I don't obviously just go, oh yeah, you're right. I might keep arguing my point constantly, yeah, this, but I go away from it, having heard your viewpoint, so maybe next time I discuss it, I'm on the side you were on, and I'm going, yeah, no, this is my viewpoint, because, you know, I don't like being wrong, I don't like losing, but I like learning, I like finding new things out, I like seeing new perspectives. So sometimes, you know, it's good to have a bit of a discussion. It helps you, and it helps the other person, you know. It also helps you understand your own thoughts, like, or it does for me. It helps me having to formulate an argument to put your viewpoint across to someone else, helps you get those thoughts that you've got and put them into a arrangement that makes more sense to you. It's hard to describe. Yeah, this is part of it, you know, I'm hard to express it, but when you know, that kind of thing, so when you are able to express something in words, you've really got what you think set out, or at least, you know, what you thought you think, so what you do, the concepts you've got in your head, you've got them set out, and and that is why I often come across as quite confrontational, because I enjoy arguments for multiple reasons, and I like this video because it raised some points, and I just wanted to kind of explain my viewpoint on it, because, you know, I like contradicting people, as many people know, and that's why, because I want to be proved wrong, even if I don't outwardly express that I've been proved wrong, because I want to learn from it, but also, I want to get my views sorted. I want to, you know, if I express my views, I'll make them better, and I think that's why debate's good, and I just wanted to, you know, say that. So, that's about the end of my video. I think that wraps it up. I apologise that I've kept looking over the camera. There's a road, there's a window with a road, and when people walk past, there's movement, and it distracts my eye because the camera doesn't move. Apologies for that. Other than that, it's your turn to make a response. Sorry for the lateness, but yeah, you'll go. Have fun.